The hospital corridors echoed with silence that morning, an eerie calm before something extraordinary. Nurses moved quickly, whispering among themselves, glancing out the window every few seconds. From a distance, the low rumble of engines grew louder, deeper, stronger, like thunder rolling across the earth. Within minutes, the sound became deafening. Hundreds of motorcycles, 250 to be exact, lined up outside St. Mary's Hospital, their chrome gleaming under the pale morning sun. Every biker wore a black leather vest emblazoned with 3 bold letters, BACA. Inside, a terrified little girl named Emily, no older than 8, sat curled up on her hospital bed, clutching a small, purple stuffed elephant. Her eyes were swollen from crying. Every sound in the hallway made her flinch. She had been brought in the night before, bruised, frightened, and trembling after another brutal encounter with her stepfather. Her mother was gone. She had lost her 2 years ago in a car accident. Since then, Emily's world had turned dark, her laughter silenced by fear. But that morning, something incredible was about to happen. Something that would restore faith in humanity for everyone who witnessed it. Before we dive deeper, if you believe in kindness, second chances, and standing up for the innocent, please take a second to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel. Your small click helps spread big messages of hope. Back inside the hospital, the staff was caught between confusion and awe. Dozens of bikers stood outside, forming a human wall around the entrance. They weren't loud or aggressive. They were calm, organized, united. They called themselves Bikers Against Child Abuse, BACA, and their mission was simple yet profound: to make children like Emily feel safe again. Just hours before, the police had informed the hospital that Emily's stepfather was trying to gain access to her room. Despite the restraining order, he had been lurking around, insisting he just wanted to talk. The nurses, terrified for Emily, contacted BACA, a group known for stepping in when a child's safety is at risk. And when they heard Emily's story, they didn't hesitate. Within an hour, 250 bikers revved up their engines and rode straight to the hospital. As the first biker, nicknamed Bear, walked through the hospital doors, everyone turned to look. He was tall, broad, with a thick beard streaked with gray and eyes that spoke of both pain and protection. Without saying a word, he walked straight to Emily's room. When she saw him, she tensed at first, unsure of who he was. But then Bear gently knelt beside her, his voice calm, steady, and kind. He told her she was safe now, that no one, not even the man who hurt her, could touch her anymore. Then he gave her his leather vest, the same kind all the bikers wore. It was far too big for her, but when she slipped it on, something magical happened. She smiled for the first time in weeks. Outside, the other bikers stood shoulder to shoulder, forming a wall of protection around the hospital. Their presence was enough to make anyone think twice before coming near. When Emily's stepfather did arrive, he didn't get far. The roar of hundreds of engines started up the moment he approached, each one growling like a lion ready to defend its cub. He froze, his face turned pale, and then, realizing what he was up against, he turned and walked away without saying a word. For the first time in years, Emily slept peacefully that night. The next morning, she woke up to the sound of laughter outside her window. The bikers hadn't left. They were still there, sitting on their bikes, talking, waiting, just in case she needed them. They brought her gifts, a small helmet painted purple to match her stuffed elephant, a tiny leather jacket, and a bracelet that said, "You are brave." Bear and a few others spent time with her that day, teaching her how to sit on a bike, how to wear her helmet properly, and how to hold her chin up like a warrior. Emily giggled as the bikers cheered for her when she pretended to ride. In that moment, she wasn't a victim anymore. She was a little girl again. Over the next few weeks, Emily's life began to change. With therapy, love, and the constant presence of her biker family, she slowly started healing. BACA members would visit her regularly, escorting her to court hearings so she would feel protected. Whenever she had to face her stepfather in the courtroom, they would walk her in, massive figures of strength surrounding a tiny child with a purple elephant in her hands. No one dared whisper a threat when the bikers were around. But what truly stunned everyone was not their strength, it was their gentleness. Behind those tattoos, leather jackets, and roaring engines were hearts filled with compassion. Some of them were fathers, some were grandfathers, some had once been lost souls themselves. Each one of them had a story of pain, redemption, and the decision to use their strength for good. Bear, who had taken Emily under his wing, carried his own scars. Years ago, his sister had suffered abuse, and he had felt powerless to protect her. Joining BACA gave him purpose, to make sure no child ever felt alone like she did. Protecting Emily wasn't just a mission for him, it was redemption. Months passed. Emily grew stronger, braver, more confident. The nightmares faded, replaced by dreams of riding bikes through open fields. She started school again, her classmates amazed by her new friends, her biker uncles and aunts. They would drop her off sometimes, waving as she walked through the school gates, their presence reminding everyone that this little girl was never to be hurt again. When the final court ruling came, Emily's stepfather was sentenced to prison for his crimes. The day she heard the news, Bear and the bikers gathered outside the courthouse. Emily ran into Bear's arms, hugging him tightly, tears streaming down her face. Not of fear, but of relief. That evening, the bikers held a special ride for Emily. 250 motorcycles lined up on the highway, engines roaring in unison. Emily sat in the lead bike with Bear, her small arms wrapped around his neck, wind rushing through her hair as they rode into the sunset. People stopped their cars, stepped out, and applauded as the convoy passed by. Some cried, others filmed, but everyone knew they were witnessing something extraordinary. Pure, unfiltered humanity at its best. The story spread across social media, and soon news outlets everywhere covered it. People were stunned by the sight of so many bikers rallying for one small girl. Donations poured in to support BACA, and countless children around the country found protection through their efforts. Emily's courage inspired others to speak up, and the bikers continued their mission, one child at a time. Years later, when Emily turned 16, she got her own motorcycle, a small purple one gifted by the bikers who had become her family. On the day of her first ride, she wore Bear's old vest, now perfectly fitting her. The back still bore the letters BACA, a symbol not just of protection but of love, strength, and second chances. Before starting the engine, she looked at Bear, now older, his beard silver in the sunlight. "You ready?" he asked with a grin. She nodded, and as they rode together down the long stretch of open road, Emily smiled, knowing she would never be afraid again. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us share more real-life stories of courage, kindness, and redemption. And before you go, comment below. Kindness always wins. Let's fill the comments with love and hope, because somewhere out there, another Emily needs to know she's not alone.